going on? This is Kareem from DJBooth.net, and I'm here to give you guys a complete video rundown review of the new Denon SC2900 multimedia player. So if this unit looks familiar to you, then it really should, because late last year we reviewed the SC3900, which is essentially the same exact unit with the exception of the motorized platter. The SC2900, as you guys can see, has a jog wheel touch sensitive type interface similar to the Pioneer CDJs or other jog wheels on other type units, while the SC3900 had the actively spinning platter with a real piece of vinyl on top. So vinyl enthusiasts, people who really like vinyl, using a vinyl feel and like to really get down with the scratching, they're going to love the SC3900. For the other DJs who like a jog wheel style interface, which is mostly found in clubs, nightclubs, and different setups across the world, they're going to appeal more to the SC3900. So Denon saw fit to make a unit that would, be versatile enough to add a platter to it for the SC3900 or a jog wheel for the SC2900, and they're offering the consumer different ways to play. So what we have here is a multimedia player. Just like the SC3900, you can play back using CDs, you can use USB sticks, you can also use your hard drives in the USB slot. You can link up to 4 of these together using a RJ45 link cable along with a LAN type networking device. You can also play back using your Denon engine software. You can also play back using this as a full Midi mappable device for your DJ software of choice. And you can also use it as a hybrid Midi mode where the SC2900 will emit a timecode signal without the need for timecode CDs. So overall impressions, we have a mostly plastic construction here. There is metal backing and metal reinforcements throughout. It's a little bit on the lighter side. Some of the other competitors feel a little bit heavier, but it feels a little bit on the lighter side. So if you are going to take this with you on the road, make sure you do have cases or you have bags, just in case you have any knocks or dings or anything like that. But sitting in there in your studio or on a table somewhere, you're not going to have any issues with the build quality. Build quality will definitely hold up in the long run, as long as you're careful during transport, of course. Next up, with the setup of the unit, the setup, it could be as hard or as easy as you want to make it, depending on how you want to play. When you're using CDs or USB, you just plug in your RCAs to your mixer and you're ready to go as normal. When you want to link these together, you're going to plug in your RCAs to your mixer again, but you're going to link them using the RJ45 port on the back, and you're going to link that with a networking component, and you'll be ready to go. And next up, you have Midi. If you want to use the Midi mapping files, they have a Midi map file for Serato Scratch Live and for Tractor Pro 2 in hybrid mode. And then they also have a Tractor Pro mapping on the website for full Midi mode, where you don't need any type of hybrid or timecode style mapping or any type of sound card. We'll get into that in a little bit. So the setup is pretty easy and fairly straightforward, no real surprises there. It comes with the Denon engine software, which will allow you to analyze your songs and your hot cues, set things like that, and loops in order to come back to them later during play. And pretty much very easy, very straightforward with the setup. So we'll take a deeper dive and look what we have so you can check out each component of the SC2900. Okay, so here's the top-down view of the SC2900, and there's many different ways that you can set this up. You can use it to play back your CDs, your USB. When you're using it in that fashion, you're just going to plug in your power cable and plug in your RCA cables to a mixer, and you're basically ready to go. When you want to link this with up to 4 additional or 3 additional, 4 total SC3900s or 2900s, you need a router, and then you can plug in an RJ45 connector or cable into the back of this unit directly into your router, and then you can set up your engine Denon DJ software, and you'll be able to transfer files directly from one device or your computer or your tablet at the same time, at one time, using your link feature. Next up, you have Midi. When you want to use this in Midi mode, you can turn this into a fully Midi mappable controller. You can map it on your own. Available on the Denon DJ website, they do have a mapping for Tractor 2. And if you want to use this for another DJ software, again, you can go in and map all your buttons and your jog wheels exactly how you want to do it on your own. Next up, when you want to use this in Midi hybrid mode, that basically means that your unit will emit a time code signal for the software of your choice, as long as you set up the correct frequency of time code. And you can use this in SSL or with Tractor Scratch, and you can emit your time code signal instead of using a time code CD in your CD slot. In order to do that, though, you do need a sound card that is compatible with the DJ software that you intend to use. And once you grab the mapping from the Denon software or the Denon site, you will be able to use your hot cue points, you'll be able to use your loops, your track searching functions. You'll also be able to use your navigation controls and your loading files, and so on and so forth. So you get a good mixture and many different ways that you can use the unit to play back, and that was basically the setup of all of your different functions and ways that you can use the unit. Okay, next up we're just going to run down all of the different features and buttons and knobs on the unit. Up front we have your CD slot. Here we have your pitch slider. Your pitch slider has a center click. It's a nice long throw. Some DJs don't like the center click at the 0, some do, but it's worth a mention here just in case you don't. You also have your pitch range of plus minus 6, 10, 16, and 100%. You also have your key adjust button, pitch bend buttons to get that perfect pitch, and a tap button so that you can get all of your decks in a line. You also have your cue play pause button, your BPM sync master button, your reverse button to reverse the direction of play of your platter, your track search functions to go to your next or last track or to skip within a track fast. Next up you have your start and stop adjustment times. This will correspond to the play pause button. However you have these set, if you want to start up slow, you press the button, and when you have it at slow, it will pick up really slow. When you press the pause button, depending on how you have the stop time set, that will enact as well. Next up you have your slip function. Your slip function is really cool. The pioneers have this. They had it first, but basically you can press play, and wherever you're at in your song will keep going, and you'll be able to scratch, you'll be able to use hot cues and loops, and the song will end up playing where it should have been had you not ever pressed it once you let go of the slip function. So next up you have your shift key, you have your hot list, crates, playlists, folders, all your navigation functions here, which are big oversized plastic encoder, silver, which is for your navigation controls and for loading decks when you press it. And you can also use these functions when you're in Midi mode as well. They all still function there just as they should, no matter what mode you're in. Okay, last but not least, we'll talk about the Jog Wheel. Now, the Jog Wheel on the SC2900 is literally one of the best that I have ever used. It has a really nice feel to it. It's very competitive with the others that are offered out there in the market. You have adjustable torque, and you have a touch sensitivity adjust as well. You can go into the util mode or through the touch adjust. Right here, as you press shift vinyl, you'll be able to change the adjust. At first, when it came from the factory, it was at 2. I like it better at 1. I was able to pull off mostly all the scratches that you can pull off on any other CDJ unit right here on your SC2900. I like to keep it at a light torque adjustment. That way you can have some pretty good backspins. It has a mechanical sound to it. You do not have a push style top to it though. This is completely touch sensitive. Very nice weight, excellent for scratching and maneuvering, and it's also nice when you put it on heavy if you want to use this in your non-vinyl mode. You have vinyl mode or you have non-vinyl mode. When you're in vinyl mode, the whole jog wheel, as soon as you press the top, will act as a scratching style device where you can back cue and you can do other hard manipulations like that. And the outside ring will then be used for your nudging and for getting your perfect pitch when you are mixing. When you take it off of vinyl mode, the whole wheel becomes a jog wheel where you can just fine adjust the speed, fast forward, or slow down without enacting serious differences on the track. And to go along with the jog wheel, you also have your LED ring that you can see around the jog wheel, where it will give you key indicators such as where your actual track begins, and you'll also be able to see where the playhead or the needle of the track is throughout the playback of your track. So you can see the actual playhead moves around the ring as the track is playing, and this is the track start point right down here. So this makes it really easy for people who want to do juggling, people who are scratching and they want to know or see where their playhead is. All they have to do is just check out the LED ring that is around the jog wheel. You can change the colors of the LED ring to a few different options within the settings, but blue is a clear indicator and you can easily see all of your other points of interest just at a quick glance. So also you have your hot cue points. You have your 4 hot cue points and you have a MIDI bank 2, which gives you access to your other 4 cue points. So you have a total of 8 cue points right here at your fingertips. There's a clear button here to clear your cue points. You have your loop controls, your in, out, and your exit, and your auto loop, and your plus and minus in order to grow or shorten the loop. Next up over here you have your screen. Your screen is 3 lines of navigation control, meaning you'll be able to cycle through all of your songs and all of your different folders that you have on your different media devices. Again, it's only 3 lines, but it was adequate enough during my use for my USB devices. At the top you also have your time elapsed or time remaining. Either or. You have your USB or MP3 insignia so you can tell exactly what your playback mode is, and you also have your pitch control and your track number. There's also a miniature version of a small jog wheel so that you can see when you have touched the jog wheel, it turns red in the inside when you have your touch enacted, and it also has the same playhead so you can see exactly the position of your needle right there at a glance. So in conclusion, the SC2900 is a very capable multimedia DJ playback device, meaning the user can play back using CDs, USB, you can link it to other devices, and you can also play via Midi when you hook this up to your computer with the USB port in the rear. You can also play back using a hybrid MIDI mode, meaning if you have your own external sound card, you can just hook this in and it will emit a timecode signal to the software of your choice. So it's got a lot going on for it. It's got all of your software and all of your hardware controls right here built in, right on the face, right where you need it. Good navigation, good screen, great jog wheel feel that's fully adjustable with your tension and your torque. Also can adjust the start time and stop time. So it's very capable. You have your slip function, and it's going to be very familiar to DJs who need that CDJ style feel, and it's not going to cost you an arm and a leg. It won't break your bank. On the downside, the unit is constructed of mostly plastic, so if you're going to take it on the road, if you're going to be a mobile DJ with it, make sure you have cases or you have bags so you can make sure you keep it protected. The build quality is definitely good enough once you get there and you have it down on a hard, sturdy surface. There's no issues there. Another issue that I had with the unit was in full MIDI tractor mode. The jog wheel is pretty tight, but it's not exactly one-to-one. The tractor hybrid mode on the unit, however, is flawless, perfect one-to-one scratch mode operation. And my final little niggle with the unit was that the pitch slider, once you hit around the 0, you have your center click. So some DJs don't like that, some don't really care. So it's just worth a mention here and pointing out that you do have your center click here on the pitch range. So other than that, you have a really capable unit again, very versatile, extremely nice machine to use, and we had a lot of fun using this machine, just as much fun as we had with the SC3900. So for more on the full written review, head on over to www.djbooth.net/DJS, or you can click on the link at the top of this video description. And you can also follow us on Twitter at DJBlaze_DJBooth, and keep on subscribing to the YouTube channel. Username here is Real DJ Blaze. Thanks for watching.